This video is about what is currently working for me to be productive with ADHD. So if you need an idea to try, keep watching. Hi, my name is Camila. I'm a mindset and confidence coach helping Black single momtrepreneurs with ADHD make money online. I have multiple series on my channel because I have multiple interests. I have the videos separated in their respective series so there's clarity to the chaos. If any sparks your interest, feel free to go down the rabbit hole. I was watching some ADHD videos last night and was excited about learning the terminology for what I've been doing. Having the vocabulary helps me understand what my brain is doing, so I'm able to focus on what works, and when I drift off, it helps me to bring it back. I've noticed when my motivation changes, what works as far as productivity tends to change with it. Before I get into what is currently working, I'll discuss what I did recently so you can see how I adjust to hopefully help you do that as well. A couple of months ago, I made a daily planner that I filled out daily. The layout had a section with the schedule for the day, a section for the top priorities/task, a section with the steps to complete each task, an impediment section which allows me to write out what obstacles got in the way that prevented me from completing that task, and a section for my ideal schedule for the next day. That did work for a while, but then I started writing all the tasks as top priorities because ADHD brain, of course, they're all equally important. I got discouraged because I wasn't completing the whole list. Obviously, insert unrealistic expectations. My motivation dropped, and eventually I stopped using it for its intended purpose and instead started using the planner as a notepad to jot down all my tasks, thoughts that entered my mind, and notes from trainings I was doing that day, which then led me to beating myself up for not getting anything on the list done. So how I adjusted my current productivity ecosystem, I set a goal for the month, write out everything I need to do for the week that I know of as of that Sunday, and I combine theming and time blocking. Theming is when you set a theme for that day. For example, on Mondays, I'll bulk record. On Tuesdays, that's research and process day. Wednesdays, execution day. Thursdays, cleaning day, etc. You get the point. And within each theme day, I'll time block the task. I'll only set 1 or 2 big time-consuming tasks for each day. Block time for task 1, and then another block for task 2. Depending on the complexity of the big task for that day, I'll either do all the little tasks in the morning to get momentum, I'll explain that in a minute, to keep my productivity moving, or I'll do a couple little tasks in the morning and then some in the middle of the day before task 2 to give myself the momentum for task 2. I try to remember to schedule breaks, but sometimes that break just becomes the time I set aside for Zakira, meaning I don't really get the time to decompress. I try not to let that happen too often because I'm an introvert, so I'll end up having an attitude and my patience level will get very short. Time blindness is one of my biggest struggles, which is a common struggle for most people with ADHD. And I get hyper-focused very easily. So I just block several hours of time for each big task. Hence, why I only allow 1 or 2 a day. That keeps me from getting frustrated with myself for not doing what I was going to do anyways, so I might as well just incorporate it into the schedule. I wasn't allowing myself to be myself before, which was setting myself up for failure. Partly because I didn't realize I struggled with time blindness and hyperfocus, but the other part was when I did realize I did struggle with that, I would try to force myself not to do it. Some ADHDers use the Pomodoro timer to stay on task. That's the kitchen timer that's shaped like an apple I used to see back in the day. And they say that it works great for them, so it's something that you can try. It didn't work for me when I tried it. That's because when the timer would go off, I would turn it off and then get back to work without taking the break, which defeated the whole purpose. When you learn your pitfalls, it helps to not disregard them so you can set up successful strategies. I mentioned momentum as a strategy earlier. My best friend told me he likes to start his day out with a win. I made myself a decorative sign to put on my wall so it can be a daily reminder. I did fall off for a minute, but I decided to get back to what was working because I did notice it made me feel good in the mornings when I would accomplish something, even as simple as making my bed. A win is a win. And I would have a positive energy that would push me to be productive for the rest of the day as long as I kept accomplishing tasks. Momentum. Seeing that I wake up before Zakira, I decided I can use that as my decompression time to recharge. If you didn't know, introverts recharge by being by themselves, and extroverts recharge by being around others. Time alone, well, with the dogs and cat, stretching and manifesting will be my win to start my day. And to my surprise, I found out this morning that exercise actually helps ADHD brains with better focus and follow through. Even something low energy as stretching helps. So now that I know that exciting information, I'll make sure to incorporate exercise more throughout my day as a dopamine boost and hopefully give me the momentum to actually stick with exercising. Hopefully this adds value to your life. Comment below if this is something that you're going to try or something that you're already doing. Also comment below if you have any other tactics that you use so the community can have other ideas in their back pocket for when our motivation shifts. Thank you for watching, and remember to always think positive. Y'all, if it's not the cat, if it's not the child, it's the cat.